Alright y'all, so welcome back to my channel. I am your host DHR2 Productions, and yes, we're going to be talking about what I want to see in the sequel of Mortal Kombat 2. That's if we're ever going to get one. So for those of you who don't know, I've just watched and reviewed the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie today, since the movie is out today, so make sure y'all go see it and support it. So yeah, let's get into what characters I want to see in the sequel. And before we get into all of this, I just want to give you guys all thanks for supporting my content. We're now at 1,801 subs, or 3 subs. So the road to 2K subscribers continues right now. So let's get into it. A few other characters I want to see in the sequel. Let's say Noob Saibot, because according to Joe Taslim, aka Bihan, the original Sub-Zero, he stated that he's signing on to do 4 more Mortal Kombat movies as Sub-Zero, or possibly Noob Saibot. Whichever the case might be, it could be true. I could be wrong, but it might happen. So seeing Noob Saibot in the Mortal Kombat sequel could actually work. Why? Because he's one of the most interesting characters in the Mortal Kombat history. And if you don't know, Noob Saibot actually debuted as a secret character in Mortal Kombat 2, became playable in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and other future installments of the Mortal Kombat video game franchise. Noob Saibot is also dangerous. He can also morph into his different shape or form of himself, and he can pretty much rip you lip from lip. It'd be kind of cool to see Joe Taslim as Noob Saibot, because the guy is an incredible martial artist and incredible martial artist and a good actor. So I'm wanting to see how he's gonna bring into the tables as Noob Saibot. Now, the second character I want to see in the sequel is Nightwolf. Nightwolf is an interesting character because he has an interesting background. Not to mention, I used to play him all the time in Mortal Kombat 9 because he was such a fun character. He has the power of the wolf. So I wouldn't be surprised if they cast a known actor or an unknown actor to play the character in the Mortal Kombat video game. And I wouldn't be surprised if they actually use the green CGI effect with the hammer that he's known for. So I'm willing to know how it's actually going to play out. The third character I want to see in the sequel is Princess Katana, played by Sissy Stringer. So Melina and Katana are clones, but the difference is Katana is way different from her sister. And the thing I didn't like about let me say Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks or MK9 is how she is, I would say, like an anti-villain or working for Shao Kahn. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sissy Stringer would have became Katana. Did you not see her in her premiere? Then does that look like a gorgeous woman to play Katana? I don't know what it is. If she's fit for the character, I'm all for it. So I want to see Katana in the sequel. Now, this character is one of the most important characters in all fighting game history, and that character is Johnny Cage. Now, for those of you who are crying and complaining and upset about Johnny Cage not being in the first movie of this movie, so they did tease him by the end of the movie that he's gonna be in the sequel. When Cole Young said that he was gonna go to Hollywood to search for Johnny Cage, you know, the Hollywood actor and martial arts star, it makes perfect sense. So I want to see him in the sequel, which we all know they're gonna probably cast an Asian actor to play Johnny Cage, or possibly have Scott Adkins to play Johnny Cage. Which, look, Scott Adkins is a good martial artist. There you go. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. It sucks when I talk sometimes though, but I'm gonna know that and think I'm gonna edit that out. There are like 2 more characters I want to see is Reptile. Reptile is a character that I'm kind of mixed in between of him being in the sequel, because Reptile is not even that special to me because he's just not that good, to be honest. And he dies every time he comes in the movies, in the video games. He dies. I just felt like Reptile is one of the weakest characters in Mortal Kombat. But I am willing to give him a chance if they were to ever put him in a sequel. Last but not least, I want to see Ermac. So Ermac, I want to see him in the sequel, and he's probably one of the my least favorite characters in Mortal Kombat, but I wanted to learn more about him and give him a chance if I wanted to. So yeah, so a few honorable mentions that I want to see in the sequel are Rain, because I feel like he can control water, he can control rain, he can control lightning. So I say have him in the sequel, because I know he was cut from this movie along with Johnny Cage and everybody else. That is my thoughts on who I want to see in the sequel, and I will not stop making Mortal Kombat content until we get a confirmation that we get a sequel and have Johnny Cage in it. For a believer that everybody deserves a second chance, right? So if this movie does well, because you know I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes, I don't care about critics, it's all about what the fans think. And come to think of it, a lot of fans are loving this movie. So I don't care about the Rotten Tomatoes critic, I don't care about the YouTube critics. What I care about is having a good quality Mortal Kombat movie, and that's what I've gotten. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you want to see in the Mortal Kombat sequel? What are your favorite characters that you want to see in the sequel? You know what to do, put it in the chat.